Welcome to Basement Sessions, a ACRX podcast, where in each episode we interview builders and founders who are building blockchain projects to understand what they're creating, what they have learned along the way, why it matters, and what's next for them. And today we are joined by Philippe Van Dyck. Philippe Van Dyck is a computer scientist. He studied in the Université Libre de Bruxelles, the ULB, with an MBA in entrepreneurship, and he has more than 20 years in tech, having founded six startups and also achieved two exits. He's currently building indie.money, a platform helping agents, builders monetize their work with App Store style economics, all on base. And he has also built enterprise solutions for BNP Paribas and the National Bank of Belgium. Has taught AI to medical students at Université Libre de Bruxelles and built Diane.health, an AI medical product. So this is my first question for you. Who is Philip and when did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Hello, hello, Daniel. And nice to meet you. I've been an entrepreneur my whole career, actually. As you just said, I built six startups to exit. I also consulted for big institutions most of my life. You already said it: National Bank of Belgium, BNP Paribas, European Commission, European Space Agency, you name it, anything in Brussels. Um, and I always find something broken, and I have to fix it. So right now I'm focusing on agent builders and how they can make money.
So I guess that's pretty connected with indie money. So can you tell us what indie money is?
Well, indie.money is the app store for AI agents. Uh, the makers publish agents and the founders deploy agents. It's as simple as that.
Okay. So did you saw like something that was missing in the industry? What was the pain point that drive you to build indie money?
Yeah, well, that's easy. The AI agents are everywhere. I mean, even talking about AI agents in 2026 feel like it's so 2025. Um, uh, we are talking about AI agents for years now, but nobody uses them. I mean, not you, not me, not small business. Big companies are coming there. We should be connected today with 10 agents taking care of many things in our daily lives, but it's not the case. It's not the case. They are not connected. And one of the reasons I think is that there's no place to buy one. And for apps, you have an app store. For music, you have Spotify, and for agents, you have nothing. So for makers, the one building the AI agents, it's the same problem. You build something great, then what? You sell it to your I mean to anybody actually, but you sell it once, maybe two, or you give it for free, or you sell consulting. You probably will sell consulting based on what you've done. But there's no other way for them today. So someone had to build the agent store, and that's in the money.
Um, so this agent store is more focused on businesses, okay, institutions, or more like to small businesses, creators. What's your angle, or maybe you're more broad?
Everybody can join. I mean, just should think about. I mean, you probably have. I mean, especially you, a couple of ideas about agents that could help you in your daily life. But very basically, simple agent sorting my inbox about very important messages and sending me directly on Telegram an urgent message. This is so basic. I mean, could be useful for many reasons. Could be related to things we are really waiting for, like medical examination results or anything else. There are so many agents that could be used by everybody. And also, you're going to find those Salesforce like agents that are going to find new customer, find new solutions, find new strategically think for you. There, I mean, it's very vast. There's no limit to it. And the question is, where? Where do we go?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no answer today. Because for websites, you go to Google, or maybe ChatGPT, and for apps, you go to the App Store. But for agents, there's no direct, clear answer. That's the goal of indie money, to be this direct, clear answer. And
Uh-huh.
and yeah, well, one good question will be, why hasn't somebody built this already? Because when I see your face, it looks like it's obvious. Yeah, but the existing platforms, they were built a couple of years ago, first of all, but they keep all the money, really. I mean, most of the money, thinking about Gumroad, but Zapier, there's no way on Zapier to make money. And there's no way on make.com to make money. I mean, that's their business model. You use our stuff, you pay for that, and then you cannot sell your consultancy. You cannot sell only that. You cannot package or make it a product. What you've been doing over there, like your workflow, is not a product. It's something that runs on their platform. So we build different from day one. From day one, the whole idea is that the whole execution, the buying and the execution of the workflow is already completely accounted for, and the makers, the one who build it, he keeps 90% of the amount he wins, he gains. You cannot really add that later. It has to be in the foundation of your product.
Yeah, I can totally see the need for or the opportunity for that kind of marketplace. Um, and I have a couple of questions around that maybe anyone that has used or have tried to build agents maybe are thinking too. Is that how do you? Well, the first one. How do you measure? How do you differentiate um a successful agent from some other that's going to be sloppy or maybe will introduce like fatal mistakes that we know that some agents are making today? Are you taking that in count in the marketplace?
Well, so how do I maintain quality and avoid spam and issues like that? Yeah, we will not decide about quality the marketplace. This is a marketplace. So of course you will see when a workflow is successful, because you will see how much it was, how many people did buy it, and if it's running a lot. That's first thing first. We are an execution layer for workflows. So we see when they are executed, we see when they fail, we see how many they make, how many money they make. So we have all the analytics we need to make a perfect marketplace based on results. First of all, the results, the ones which are used by our founders. And popular agents will make money. Bad agents will think. That's simple as that. Buyers will vote with their wallet, as usual. That's this kind of economy. Don't forget that we police. We police illegal stuff, and we can seize your funds and block withdrawals. You will not be paid immediately if we see that you're doing something fishy. Fraud, scams, you're right. I mean, your money is locked anyway. So there is, of course, some kind of, it's not a totally free market. I'm basically trying to say that it's a totally free market, but that's very far from that. Uh, and but quality, the market will handle that better than we can.
Um, my other question goes also in the name of your product. It's indie money. So, is the marketplace focused on finance agents, or it has to be with something else?
Well, so you mean, where does the name come from?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So indie means a lot of different things, and also indie means something different in India. But usually indie is about independent music producer. That's the first thing we have in I have. I mean, um, it's the same. It's independent producers. So we kind of
Mhm.
join the whole idea of the blockchain of independence, and you're gonna make money in an independent way. That's the real idea. So it's money for indie builders. That's the
Uh-huh.
whole idea.
Okay. And why did you choose to build that on base?
Oh, the base aspect is it's a it's amazing. I didn't expect to be so happy. So let's say I have at least five reasons. The first one is the Coinbase. The compliance is kind of solved.
Mhm.
The makers, they can withdraw their money to the bank as easy as that. So there's a non-ramp and an off-ramp. And it's kind of difficult to find partners with on-ramps and off-ramps. So uh, thank you for that, Coinbase. And the compliance is completely there also. I mean, we are quite confident that any money going off-ramp to Coinbase is not scamming in any way. Uh, I mean, regulation-wise. I mean, the fees also, of course. We have a whole set of smart contracts. We can talk about the indie protocol. And the indie protocol is basically a full set of tools to manage a whole marketplace with subscriptions and budgeting. I'm not going to go deep into details, but that's not the point. But part of those contracts, one of the biggest part is the settlement right now happening every 5 minutes. So we don't every execution doesn't really create a new blockchain transaction, or it will be completely uh, not manageable. So it's every 5 minutes we settle, and we can really pay for the fees every 5 minutes. So also the whole in the money, all the smart contracts, they are gasless. The user never ever transmits the transaction, never broadcasts a transaction. He only signs, and then we take care of the rest. So you don't even need gas in your wallet to be able to use in the money. We'll get back to that later. The third reason is the X402 Coinbase payment protocol. This is something we need to be able to jump from one agent to the other agent. It's really perfect, and you're quite big on that. I mean, Coinbase is big on that.
Mhm.
Cherry on the cake. The base app, it's our target market, people in between Web 2 and Web 3. Our whole system is based on the dynamic wallet. The dynamic wallet is hiding completely uh, the fact that you are on the blockchain. You don't even sign anything; it signs for you, and you don't. And since you don't send transactions, it's a normal Web2 user interface, and the blockchain is completely hidden. I mean, you will see the transaction IDs of your payments, but that's the goal here. We'll come back to that later. And finally, the fifth reason is that we have Coinbase verifications. There's a system with KYC on chain, and it will simplify all compliance, especially regarding money laundering a lot, because that's an obvious issue. If we pay revenues to someone, we want to be sure that we're not going to have issues regarding AML compliance. I come from a banking background, so all those regulations, I know them quite well. So just with this Coinbase verifications and the KYC on chain, we will not need to put in place our own KYC, and there's a lot of impact to our own KYC actually. So those five reasons are really directing us.
Mm.
Base.
For me, it's pretty amazing to hear from the founders like what drove them to base. Because for you, it's the complete experience. It's the compliance that is really important for your clients and for you. Uh, it's the tooling that exists for builders, for transactions, for payments. It's also the community that was before was on Forecaster. Now it's like solidified in the base app, so
Mhm.
you can mix all that and make your developments much more easier, and also having a testing environment, which is the base community itself. Um, well, it's pretty amazing to hear from the founders, like all those verticals that have helped them. Um, and taking in the that last point about the community and the base up, if you could describe your ideal user, how would that be?
The ideal user. uh, we have two profiles in the money. We have the makers, we have the founders.
Yeah,
Those are the two profiles. So our ideal maker is the one really enjoying building agents. He likes it. He likes enjoying building agents, creating them, having the ideas about the best way to use AI, LLMs, the best connections, the best integrations. That's a whole job. And being able to search and find the right usage is a completely separate and different job. He doesn't want to build a company. He wants to publish. He wants to set a price. He wants to earn. That's one profile. That's the one. That's the perfect maker. And on the other hand, we have the perfect founder. Um, he's got maybe a local market. He needs automation. He cannot build automation. If he's ready to buy those agents, configure them one way or the other to make them work, and use them to capture a margin somewhere. It's as simple as that. So the magic here is that a maker sells at 10 cents a run for SEO analysis, and the founder buys it, package it, sell it to customers for $5, and everyone wins.
okay, that payment is made on chain.
Everything. Uh,
Everything is on.
let, let's let's be more broad here about my vision about blockchain. I will get back to that. Having worked in banks and big environments, they pay a lot of money to have what they call a mainframe, a big system behind them that's going to take care of security and all the rest. The blockchain is the mainframe here. If we ever have to have security, uh, uh, compliance, something that works, it's a big ledger. Let's put our accounting there. That's the place for the new business should be built on blockchain for the whole accountability part. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and, you have experience working with banks. So, how has been the journey of them, like in terms of their appreciation of blockchain technology? Like, has it changed, or has it changed maybe too fast, maybe too slow? How they appreciate the technology today?
Well, mostly they don't, because one of the big goal of a bank is to uh, own the architecture, the infrastructure. It's part of their work. I mean, they sell security, so they will not be able to sell security if it's not their own tool. So that's the first thing. I'm not talking about exchanging money in between banks. That's something else. That's clearing and all the rest. But banks are really reluctant uh, because they're very comfortable with sometimes their old systems from the 70s that are still
Yeah,
working. Something, if you work in IT for too long, uh, you change a lot. When you're young, you want to change everything, and when you're older, you don't want to change anything, because if it works, why
uh-huh.
change? So they're not dynamic enough to jump on the blockchain technologies and the rest. They will probably eventually. I see USDC. I see a couple of Circle trying to do things over there and to be the actor. It's working quite well until now. But again, it's about transferring money from one place to the other, not about changing your whole accounting system of a bank. It's also a big ledger, it's nothing fancy.
Hmm.
So they could. And if they ever do that, they will do it in-house, probably.
Mm, yeah, it's well, a lot of the crypto industry floats around that old financial system. So it's always interesting to know how that relationship is evolving. Going back to the indie.money platform, um, and also taking the point of how people is making money or how agents are making money. Um, well, this opens the conversation to more of your entrepreneurial side also. Like, what was that moment in which you saw something in the market, or how was that situation in which you said, okay, this is the time for starting in the money. This is the moment to go all in, basically.
Yeah, the moment I went all in, yeah, I was already looking around. My last project, Diane Health, ended months ago. For political reasons, really. We don't have a government in Brussels for, I don't know, years now, so no budget. A real nightmare. And it was about automation in the medical world using AI. So I did already build a lot of stuff over there. And I already had in the money in my head for months, really. I kept seeing builders who couldn't make money out of their work, other than consultancy, really. Um, and when Diane Health ended, I didn't see a failure. I saw permission, really. The agent economy is exploding. If you don't build this, someone will. So that was really the the big moment. But it wasn't really the failure 1 month ago. I think it was the failure not to be able to raise budget because there was no government a couple of months ago already. So I saw something coming, and I was searching for a market, actually, a marketplace. And I really searched a lot, and I didn't find anything. So I said, yeah, well,
Mm.
there's a niche there. And for to be clear, there is no market with an execution layer. There are some markets selling templates, and within the money, you can set a price to sell your agent. Then you can set a price per run that you want on top. And then you can set a price to increase or decrease the markup on your AI usage. So if it costs you $1, you can ask for two. So there are many ways to get revenues based on it's up to you to productivize your system. And there is no market at all. So we quite sure we searched about. There is no marketplace with an executor. There's going to be both selling your product, your agent, and run it on our own execution engine. The completely blue ocean. There's nobody there.
Yeah, that opens an interesting question because well, I try to find similarities. For example, virtuals, like you can launch AI agents and you can monetize them through fees. That some people will say, well, that's just speculation. Like it's not real income. It's not real providing services. So um, how do you differentiate from them, both like in the target that you are trying to reach, and also the that monetization layer? How does this app store style marketplace work?
Well, those are app stores economics. It's not token speculation. What I like to say, the app store works because of Apple. Really seriously, it's because it's
Uh,
Apple. Their brand is the trust. We are a new startup, no brand yet. So how do you trust us? It's a recurrent question, whatever the marketplace, wherever you want to go. How do you trust us? Um, this is blockchain. It's not for speculation, it's for trust. I mean, it's been used for speculation for too long. Blockchain is for trust. Every payment is on chain. You can verify yourself. We're not But yes, anybody here. You can check all the time. The trust is the fact that it works and we are transparent. We took the App Store model and we just made it better. We put it on chain. And we don't give 70% to the developers, we give 90% to the makers. It's USDC, it's real money, the trust from the blockchain, not from our brand. You don't need to trust us. It's kind of trustless, you should prefer. So a trustless marketplace on the blockchain, um, executing workflows. Yeah, well, no.
That's a pretty good point. Speculation is sometimes is exploited too much, I would say, and it's true what you're saying, that it derives you from the trust feature, the, this thing that allows you mm, to build trustless machines, and we are using it just to speculate and to pump and up tokens.
That's
um,
yeah, that's a bit too bad. When we look at videos with cats, you know.
yeah, and we use internet to create cat memes.
Yeah, well,
uh there's that, like there's the people's behavior, and it's a permissionless technology, so they can do whatever they want, and that's what they want to do. But also, this is like, in reality, it's just a very small subset of people that in the world, I would say, that is participating on that side of the economy. But everyone needs uh things they can trust, or services that imply money in between, and also like a distributor, that it would be like you or an app store, and you don't want to have that too much difference of power, like the other guy has everything and you just have to accept anything, and if they want to pay you 60 days later, they will, and you have nothing to do. And in this case, is everything is on chain, everything is on smart contracts, so you, even as most people won't go and review the smart contract, you can know that it's built in that other way.
yeah, definitely. The smart contracts will help, but it's also the fact that it's look at Fiverr or look at Upwork. You would never have trusted someone you don't know from India to work on your graphics, but thanks to the platform, you do. And there's a big transfer also of knowledge this way. Indie.money is also about providing um, income to many places
Of course.
where it's much needed. And it's a marketplace where you don't really, I mean, we're not planning to put your flag on the agent. I don't care where you came from. So it's also a way to redistribute uh, income in a way that it's not going to be a closed market for the big players, kind
Hmm.
of the opposite. So we're talking about millions of people who will want to actually use it, because the using part is easy, and the builders will be there.
I see it. um would you say, uh are there any risks involved here, both for the final user or the maker of agents?
Well, the risk, there's no risk by itself for the platform. This is typical marketplace risk. A new marketplace. Oh, amazing. Well, you have a chicken and egg problem. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the usual thing. So you could of course use marketing and push it, but there's no need here. Of course, if you have no agents, you have no buyers. That's for sure. But we are N8N compatible. We run the same workflows as N8N. We are the one and only N8N execution engine, 100% legal, that can run all your JSON. I mean, not all, because we're still building most of your JSON N8N workflows that you can build with N8N. N8N has got a
Mhm.
community of over 200,000 developers. They are hundreds and thousands of templates already. So the buyer part is already solved. The marketplace will be full. Sorry, the agent part, sorry. And I'm getting big. The founder will need some marketing to show them what's working. But again, it's kind of, I mean, I don't think it's difficult. But there's a need for exposure. There's a need for good marketing. There's a need for amplification there to show how it's working. And anyway, indie.money is already working on indie.money. So if you ask question on the platform, you will ask current agents which are working on indie.money. That's the whole goal also. So we are all own users. And yeah, for many reasons, it seems quite obvious. But getting back to the risk, the compliance aspect, as I said, sending people some income or revenue could be an issue if we don't have Coinbase as a partner, let's say. If we don't work on Base, it simplifies a lot of things for us to be on Base, I already told you. The risk I worry about is timing. Agent economy is exploding now. If we're too slow, someone else will build it. As simple as that. But we've been building for months now, almost a year. We are quite ready. So we're comfortable about the future.
Well, best of luck, because yeah, the idea is it's sort of obvious, right? Like if you want agents, you have to go to one place where it will be everything, and if you produce agents, you want to put them where everyone is going to look for them, and that implies connecting yourself with, I guess, all the platforms that can also use agents. Um, because I think most people is also building for that future, like building tools for agents, like not for humans anymore.
You're saying something very, very important. When I saw the issue, I asked myself, what's the best way to solve it? Then I said, oh, I'm going to write one more agent kit. you, you, you have, I mean, how many agent kits do you have? Chain GPT, there's one on beta, and it always forgets one thing. I mean, Apple was able to do it because Apple had the shoulders for it. It meets the learning curve was quite steep already to publish something on the Apple Store. Anytime there's no learning curve, it's a no-code tool, the graphical no-code. Everybody can do it. So, that's one big step forward is to be compatible with N8N and soon compatible with all the nodes in N8N because we're rebuilding all the nodes, most of them. So you can connect N8N to, I don't know, maybe 500 different integrations or whatever. So you can connect to everything because think about the fact that one of the reasons you don't have AI usage is that AI has no access to the specific information you want to give AI. So you will not, I don't think you will, depending on the trust you give to OpenAI, give your credentials to access this, and this, and this, and this. We managed to have a very specific, I mean, I'm getting a bit off topic here. We have a very specific security system, which is an independent vault out of our control, where your API keys are stored. And the way we manage our executor, there's no way for someone, there's no way for a builder to have access to your key. The keys are injected when you do a request to a specific system. So it's really isolated. I mean, I've been working in security and banking. The issues with N8N and the way it manages credentials right now were solved by basically moving all the credentials out of the N8N executor with them.
Okay,
And
guys, so
to be,
can
we know what we're doing. So just to be completely clear, if you're into security, the next question you should ask is, can I bring my own vault so that I am the only owner of the place where my own credentials will be stored. Yes, it's planned. You will be able to do that. And so if you really want to be sure that nobody ever sees your credential, there will be a solution for that.
Awesome. Important for everyone looking for somewhere to trust. If you double and triple click on security, you you can give a lot of how's I don't know, that feeling of security to your users. So
It's not a feeling. It will be audited. You know, it's not. It's a kind.
yeah,
We put a high
what's the
level of.
correct word? I mean, it was the correct intent, but it wasn't the correct word. I didn't actually meant feeling.
No, it's okay.
Uh,
I get.
yeah. And about that also, like, what's the next milestones for Indie Money, or how does your roadmap look like?
Well, right now we are still in alpha. We're on testnet on base. Right now we need 20 alpha tester. We're trying to find some of them. It's a bit of a. It's quite difficult to find people in the Web3 Web3 world and ecosystem who's ready to test new systems. So we found a solution to get our 20 alpha testers. But if you want to join, please don't hesitate. Come to indie.money and apply. In a month from now, hopefully, I'm confident, we'll be on mainnet on base with everything we know works with actual value, meaning you will be able to run any 10 workflows um, restricted to a very specific set of nodes that we tested completely. You will be paid, and you will make the makers will earn real money. That's the goal in 1 month from now. And in well, let's say mid-year, uh, a hundred, uh, 100 popular agents running, and I hope $100,000 paid to our makers. That's the goal for mid-year. Real money, not validity. But first, we need those 20 testers.
Well, well, well. For you guys here in the podcast, you should go and you have to build your agent in Indie Money, right? Using your workflows.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyone trying to grab those opportunities? It's I think I will take a look on Indie Money too, of course.
you're more than welcome. I mean, if I can, if I can transform you in our next tester, you're more than welcome. There's a community manager waiting for you around the corner to explain you step by step what to do. We have a couple of videos already. Um, there's a lot of things we can do. I mean,
Yes, it's we're supposed to build workflows that we would use too, and some that's what I want to know. Like, what kind of agents can I build? For example, let's go to a really simple example like that anyone would could use. Maybe not for businesses, but for people, like the usual of finances tracker or health tracker for what I eat, or what sports I do. Um, can I build that kind of stuff with Indie Money?
you will. So right now we are limited to the nodes. Uh, Anything is made of nodes. A couple of nodes you connect to each other. We are limited to the nodes that we are totally comfortable putting into pre-production and later in production. Those nodes right now cover 29 nodes, which are mostly about uh, not not accessing external services, which are basically the nodes that allow you transform data. That's the ones. They are
Okay.
ready. They're working. Then we added recently. I mean, it was finally working Sunday, so it's really recent. All the LLM related nodes, and so we have a fully working credentials supported system with abilities to have, you're able to use the platform API key to access open water. or you can override it with the buyer. Sorry, the founder can override the key with his own, so he brings in his own key. It's BYOK, and the builder can also provide his own key. This API aspect is really important. It means you can resell your APIs too using indie.money. If you have access to an API, someone needs access to it. Well, then just your key is in the workflow, not accessible to the one using it. So it opens a lot of possibilities too. And we are gonna include one by one all the services that allows you to trigger or to get information from outside of our executor. But this is really security related. We want to be sure that we don't get anything wrong. So we are working right now on the Telegram triggering, the Telegram messaging, which is really important because it's a free channel. So it will be really easy to communicate the results of your work simply with a chat, with a Telegram bot. And we are also working right now on the Discord part of it so that you can actually have Discord bot made by indie.money in the indie.money Discord.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. The use cases that can be built now. Mm,
There's no
uh,
limit, really. You can connect to everything and you can do whatever you want. And at the end of it, you have a result and you either get paid or you pay. It's really,
uh-huh.
there's no limit. I'm waiting for the limits. Give me
Yeah,
something that you cannot do.
that's something really cool with AI now, and you know that
Yeah.
it's going to only to accelerate. Like no limit to any idea that you have that you can do digitally. And I guess that I will connect that with my next question. You also have seen how the industry has evolved and how fast it's evolving and how jobs are changing and what is going to happen to people that is not very aware of this. Um, but of course, you already founded 6 startups and you also had 2 exits. So, uh, what do you see from that perspective today that was different in the beginning of your journey?
Yeah, well, um, distribution is everything, really. I've seen good products everywhere. It's not enough, really. You need to solve how people find you. That's the most important part. And that's why Indie Money exists, by the way. It's a distribution channel for agent builders. But really, you, ca- you have you can have the best builders. As long as you don't have the proper distribution, you're nowhere. It's also the case from goes from Indie Money right now. We're just starting. We need proper distribution, proper marketing, and all the rest. That's one thing I learned. Uh, those 6 startups, and also you at some point when you have the engine running, at some point when you have the basics, when you're comfortable, you know where you're going, you need to include your users as soon as possible into the process to get a healthy, efficient feedback loop from them. Uh, you really need to co-create a roadmap. This is something that needs to be done together to understand your users and all the time. I mean, but especially when you're building right now and when you need alpha testers. So that's really important to be sure that you are aligned with what people expect and want, especially in this case where we have those two profiles. The makers, what they want, and the builders. I don't think there's a direct link uh, between them. It's not the opposite. But
Uh-huh.
from the marketing point of view, the usefulness of a marketplace is not really a question makers care about. As long as they are found, but if we are the distribution channel and we do our work properly, they will be found if they do the proper work. If they do good job, actually, good work. So
Yeah.
that's the 2 lessons I learned. Uh, as soon as you're comfortable, you're stable enough, and you have something that will work, take your users with you. It's already ready on indie.money. We have the roadmap ready. You can participate. You can add whatever you need, or you can the ticketing system if you have a bug or an issue. And you're gonna see this marvelous bug going from to do to done probably uh,
Uh-huh.
in a couple of days. So that's uh, all ready for testers.
Nice. Yeah, uh, I can see that distribution is huge. It's a huge problem for makers. And if you are building something that can help those makers reach that final user that is going to pay for what they're building, it changes everything. And for me, crypto is this kind of place that allows and like really cherishes that things to happen. So to be like saying my closing thoughts, I just want to invite everyone that is listening to try in the money, because um, if it succeeds, basically you will succeed, and that's the kind of opportunity and change in how we live that I love to see personally. So I want to say thank you, Philippe, for joining us in this basement session, so new builders can learn from your journey and how you're taking decisions today. And I think it's super important that these communications keep flowing. So if you want to say something too close to, uh, there's now this open mic for you. So thank you.
It's now or never. um, well, I think we went through most, if not all of the points that were the most important part. Go to indie.money, join our Discord, join us. Let's help co-create that together. Um, let's get some base love to maybe some exposition. Let's find solutions to get there, and let's co-create and create that on base. I'm saying we both already understood why base is important here, and I think we definitely need you. If you are an N8N aware builder, you know how to build N8N workflows. Um, don't hesitate. Come and join us.
Awesome. Thank you, Philippe. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone that is listening. Um, this was the Basement Session episode 4, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.